What's happening, people? United Central back with another video. Premier League is back. Finally, man. It's good to have that Premier League back. Obviously, it's Friday. Obviously, it's match preview day. Obviously, we have the main man of the house looking HT. You know what I mean? Beard's going well. You know what I mean? The man of the hour. How are you, mate?
Well, yeah, mate. I don't know what HD. It's showing up all my frailties, mate. I need to get back to that old pixelated camera that I had. But no, yeah, all good, mate. Like you said, just glad international football is done and dusted, and everyone can settle down because international football is nowhere near the same as Premier League football. So you can throw your stats in the bin from international week. They don't count for jack when it comes to club football. So. Yeah, I'm interested to see who comes back firing this weekend. There's some massive games, mate. So time for us to step up to the mark.
Yeah, man. Big up everybody who's here already. We've got Ali Omar. You know what I mean? He's always here every time. We've got Malcolm is here already. Let me know, guys, if you are watching this video right now, please smash that like button as you go into the channel. You know what I mean? This is a match preview every Fridays. We give you this every Friday. So please like the video, share the video also. And also, can you let me know where you're watching from around the world? That would be absolutely brilliant. Let me know where you watch from around the world. Apart from that, how's your week been? You know, I mean, international football out the window now. You know what I mean? How's it been for you the last 2 weeks? Been torture for me, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's very hard for me.
I say this every international break, mate, but every time it comes around, it seems to take longer and longer. Whether that's because you're trying to squeeze 3 games in to this international break, I don't know, but it just seems to have dragged its heels the whole way through, mate. It's been horrendous. To be honest, I've not really watched much international football because I struggle to watch it and analyze it because it's a different style of football. It isn't really relevant. I mean, some of our United lads have done really well over the international break, stood up. And I'm looking at it going, yeah, it's good. I feel good for them. I feel happy that they've had a good week. But then again, I'm thinking, just show up. Just show up for United. You know what? Give us something this weekend. I want to see that. That's where it counts for me. And like I said at the start, then international stats count for nothing when it comes to football starting again. This is real football now. 4 months straight. No more excuses. No more breaks. Loving it. Time to provide.
Time to provide, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who's coming in. We've got Tullis from Tustin, California. We got Big Up from Cyprus. We got Alien Timo always in the tracks. Yo, big up, man. He says, big up the lads. Anas is always here. He says, sorry, I'm late, lads. Smash the like button. Yeah, please, guys, as you are coming into this video, smash that like button, man. You know, I'm trying to say to you, hopefully provide you with an action-packed video. Obviously, the title of the video is, Adam, surely 3 points at Old Trafford. Is it as easy as that, man? How do you explain this home form, really, man? How do we explain this home form? This is like, I just don't get it, mate. I really don't. Well, last time we won, apparently, it was against Bournemouth, wasn't it?
Yeah. 4th of
Bournemouth,
July.
mate. Bloody hell, mate. I enjoyed that game as well. That was the last time Man United won, like, seriously, at home. It's absolutely embarrassing, mate.
Yeah, it is. As for that title that you said then, mate, surely is a word that you cannot use when playing at home anymore, mate. It's as simple as that. And it's for the 4 games that we played this season at home have been, they've been some of the worst football we've seen, mate. You could say it's the performances at home this season have been alongside the dire days of Moyes, Van Gaal and Mourinho. And then we looked at the previous 2 games from last season. That was the same again. 2 draws against Southampton and West Ham, respectively. But West Brom at home, you couldn't have really asked for a better game, was you, to come back to? I mean, you look at the other big games this weekend, like City at Tottenham, Liverpool, Leicester, and we've got West Brom at home. This has to be a must-win. We have to win this game because, you know what, 2 of them teams above us, we look at our realistic competitors, are going to drop points at least. Maybe even all 4 of them drop 2 points and we get 2 draws, mate. And then we're right back on their heels with the game in hand. So this is massive. Again, this is our hardest game of the next 4, I think. And I include the derby in that.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we've got a better chance of winning the Southampton, West Ham and City game over this West Brom one because we know what's coming. We know what's coming.
Mm.
Bilic could have been sacked, mate, over the international break. They stuck with him. He's got a massive point to prove. Is it going to be Ollie who's on the end of it? And that's the ultimate worry. We've got plenty of players, mate, who didn't even play this international weekend. So we've got some fresh faces to bring in as well, hopefully.
You never ever thought that at Old Trafford, mate. United, man. Most of the players were here, man. You know, Twanzebe, Fred.
Not fair, mate. It's not fair, is it?
But for me, I'm not gonna lie, that's a sad moment to me. We just got a good stat from Anna. He goes, our last 2 meetings against West Brom in the league, we've not beat them. When was that time we played them? Who was it against? You know, what team was it? When did we draw against them? Oh yeah, they won us. Remember when we won against the Derby.
Mata got sent off, didn't they, in one game? I remember that at the Hawthorns. Then you've got. Remember that game when he played for Laney ahead of Van Persie?
Oh my God!
I remember that game well. And then I'm clinging on. Then I think the last time I can remember us beating them was when Zlatan scored 2. I'm pretty certain it was.
Zlatan scored 2, Jesse Lingard or something.
Yeah. 2 or 3-1. I think
3-1 it was.
That. Yeah. Last time I can remember beating them was that, mate. So yeah, I mean they're stubborn, aren't they? They've always been stubborn against us, but. I do still expect us to win this game. We have to win this game, mate. There's no excuse, man. It really isn't.
No. We've got Ronald Jacob here, always going to contribute to the channel. He goes, your thoughts on this, mate? Want to keep Pogba or sell him? If you sell, do you want money or player swap? If a player swap, which player are you looking at? Oh, good question.
I don't like swaps, mate, because players never really want to be on the other end of it. It's not a player that we've targeted. If he's going to a certain club, then it sort of limits us to who we want to bring in. Really, United and Club of United stature should be going out scouting who they want to actually bring in. Player swaps never work, do they? They never work because the other party is not really interested in the move. It's being forced more than anything.
No, 100%. And for me, I still want to keep him, and I still think we can get the best out of Pogba. If it was another manager, I don't know. But for me, I want to keep him because apparently I've heard a report saying 40 million we could sell him for. Probably was something United are happy to take. Absolute joke. We got a comment here saying
United.
Yeah. I think Anna said we lost them 1 November. I remember we played a derby game and then we lost them. I was at Old Trafford, mate, that game. And Mourinho stunk the place out, mate. Oh my God, man. And we lost 1-0. I think it was Daniel Sturridge, scored. I think it was Daniel Sturridge scored.
I remember it.
Remember that one?
We had the Pogba show when he scored 2 in the second half and we beat him 3-2 to stop him winning the league. And then we went and gifted it him the next weekend.
Oh my God. That just sums up Man United, mate.
That was that time, wasn't it? That was exactly what it was like. And that's pretty much what it's been like this season, mate, hasn't it? One good and one really bad.
And that's the thing, man. You know what I mean? After the international break, do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has learned, you know what I mean, anything? Or do you think he would have?
He has to,
absolutely.
Mate. Like we said before, mate, he has to learn because he's got no international break now. Even the Carabao Cup game, when you'd usually get a little get out of jail game, that's Everton away. And he wants a trophy. He has to win that. He has to start winning the games in the league. He has to 100% start winning games at home. So for me, I just feel like if he doesn't win this game, the knives are well and truly out for him. They really are. But West Brom, mate, it's West Brom. First goal is key in this game. If we get it, it's game over. The longer it goes on, the more you're thinking West Brom can get something from it. But he has to have learned, and he's got players there. He can change. Look at Cavani scoring. You know what I mean? Look at Van der Beek scoring international break. You know what? There's a different setup there. You've got Greenwood, Matic, who haven't even played for 2 weeks, who are going to be fresh. Axel, Aaron Wan-Bissaka not played. Do you know what I mean? We've got half a team that hasn't played for 2 weeks, so we're fresh. You could easily slip them in. You only have to play one holding midfielder, so why can't Matic or Fred do that on their own, who haven't played this week? You know what I mean? No excuse for tiredness. No excuse for creativity. We've got ample resources there, mate. There's none at all. We should be beating West Brom this weekend, but the fear is still there, isn't it? We know that inevitable fear at the back of our minds, thinking, "Uh-oh."
Is it a mental block? Do you reckon? The mental block of at home. You know what I mean?
It is.
The onus for us to attack, we just don't have that, do we? And I feel like that will be for me the always Achilles heel with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to break teams down. The tactical element of, you know what, we're at home. Let's take the game to them. Or when we go toe-to-toe with teams, Crystal Palace absolutely should have been 6-1 like Tottenham. You know what I mean? Arsenal and Chelsea, they played a kind of a reserved kind of setup. We couldn't break them down. You know what I mean? Has Ollie got that mentality for you to say, you know what? I believe that I'm going to win this game. Against RP Leipzig and PSG, I didn't believe we were going to win. But against the teams now, West Brom, is this going to be now where we look? I think the board will look at it and say, right, if you don't start picking up these points here, then you know what? We might have to just pull the plug and say, it's not good enough, mate. It really isn't good enough because you can't get the win and you can't get over the mental block. You know what I mean?
5 games, to go 5 games in a season without winning at home is criminal. And you know what? I mean, some people would say that's enough to tear up the contract there and then. It's just not acceptable at all, and especially when you're saying that 2 of them teams that we've played against are Crystal Palace and West Brom. Again, no, it's not. I just feel like if he doesn't beat a West Brom, then are we ever going to be able to say, Ollie, you're the man who's going to take us higher? We're looking for improvement on last season, and this start to this season hasn't shown it. It really hasn't. He needs now to go on and run 5 or 6 games in a row to convince me that he can see the season out. Because you know what? He is going to be our longest serving manager post Sir Alex Ferguson if he sees this season out. And people are saying he needs time. I mean, man, come on. It's West Brom United. Yeah. It's West Brom United. It's West Brom United. It's West Bromwich Albion United. Jesus.
There's too many Uniteds to be fair.
Yeah. No, but it's a case of get the win or you're in trouble for me. Simple as. The Everton game's gone. Well done. We got the win.
Well done. Yeah, well done. Yeah.
But you know what? Another game comes around. That should not be giving you 2 weeks grace again because you won 1 game. We should be thinking, right, 5 or 6 games ahead, we need to be winning all of these and chasing it back. Because like I said at the start, all them teams above us that could be dropping points this weekend, all of a sudden, it can change. But it's the fear, innit? The low block, the team coming defending at home.
Yeah, stinking the place out, mate. You know what I mean?
Is this going to be no win number 5 at Old Trafford this season? It's not acceptable, mate. It really isn't. And I will definitely be thinking that it's not. He's going to be in big trouble, massive trouble if he doesn't beat West Brom. I think any game he loses or draws now, the only way he's getting out of it, like I said, if he's had like a 6 or 7 game run where he's actually winning and then we lose 1 or draw 1, then you give him that space. That's acceptable. But you know what? If he's winning, losing, it's not, and that's it for me. It's done. You can't expect to be getting any better or progressing in any way, shape, or form if that's how it's going to be. He's got the squad there, mate. He's got to make it work.
You know what, man? Shout out after 30 years, Scars has won our title. He always comes into the stream, but he goes, I don't care if we lose tomorrow. This season is a work in progress. I don't know, man. I really don't know about that comment, mate.
That is right behind him. That's right behind. But
I don't know if he meant that though. I don't think he even meant that. I don't think he meant that. Really, surely.
You can't expect to lose at home to West Brom and be happy and say it's a work in progress. The players that we've got there, man, like you said, mate, he's had 2 years of Pogba. How are we not making it work? He's got Rashford, Martial at his disposal. I mean, he's spent hundreds of millions on his defence. We need to be beating the likes of West Brom and moving on, thinking of the bigger fish to fry. We're building this up as a big game, and we shouldn't be, but it is. That tells you everything where we are right now.
And you know what? Yeah, when you look at West Brom, man, you know what I mean? I know they've had a bad season, yeah, but I don't think they've been getting thrashed here and there. I looked at them against Wolves. They should have got something out of that. I looked at them against Chelsea. For first half, they look quality. Unlucky. You look at them against Tottenham. Very, very unlucky. You know what I mean? Who else? They're beating, I think, Fulham at home. You know what, man? I don't think this is as easy as it's going to be, man. I really... Have you gone there, mate?
I don't know. Am I back?
Yeah, we're back. We're back somehow. I was gone as well. I don't know what happened to me. But yeah, you know, you're looking at the figure. You're looking at that kind of stuff. What do you think? What do you think? What do you make of West Brom? Because I feel like for me, they're going to be very, very low block. They've got Branislav Ivanovic, I think it was. Oh, sorry, it was Fulham that beat West Brom. My bad. But still, I don't think they've had a bad season as people think. They haven't been getting slapped up here and there. Against Everton, they did all right for a lot of part of the game. I don't know, man. What do you think?
It's exactly what you said then, mate. It's a well-organised team. Don't forget, you've got Bilic there who's out to prove a point. He's been given a bit more time. We all expected him to be gone in the international break. Still there. They are set up to play to their strengths, which is holding and hoping that they can get something on the break. I mean, there's no reason why United need to be playing two holding midfielders tomorrow. That's going to go against Ollie. I was thinking, you really having to defend our defence in the way that you're playing against a team like West Brom? It's not. We need to be playing a high press tomorrow. If Maguire can't handle the long balls that West Brom are going to play, then he doesn't deserve to be in the team. I think he will handle it. I think it's set up nicely for Maguire this game. There's no reason why we should not be attacking them and taking the game to them with an attacking lineup, with intent. If we play the 4-2-3-1 or 1-3, whichever way you want to cook it, then we're going to struggle. It's going to be interesting to see who he starts with, because like you said then, the way West Brom have been playing, we know, I think after one goal, they've sort of like gone off a little bit. It sort of affected them in a way. They've either held on late like they did against Spurs. As soon as they do start conceding, it's like Chelsea, they capitulated. Chelsea just turned it up and they couldn't handle it. But like you said, they've always been in the games. That's one thing. So United are going to probably need more than one goal. That's how I see it, because they've never been absolutely smashed to pieces. I mean, they took the lead against Everton on the opening day, and Everton did well to come back. They took the lead against Chelsea. So, they've got something there. They can score goals. And like we just said then, they're always in the game. They're going to go down fighting no matter what. So, United are going to need more than one goal in this, because there is going to be that one chance that West Brom get. And you know what? I think their chance creation to finishing rate must be excellent, because every time they get a chance, it goes in. So, no, you said it, mate. It's not going to be easy. I expect United to win, but we have to be looking at it going, right, we need to score more than one goal at least. We need to take the game right to them and act like we want to win this game, not just turn up hoping that something's going to happen, which we have been guilty of doing before. So it's got to be on us. It's got to be our intent, our setup, and that's how the game has to be dictated. Otherwise, you know what's coming.
Yeah. 100%. We've got over 300 people watching, guys. Please smash a like on the video. We're going to go to Ollie's press conference, because I think, some of the quotes are absolutely laughable, mate. You know what I mean? He says here, Adam, and I want you to explain this as best as you can. He said it before again. He said, and I'll get the quotes up here. He goes, Solskjaer on the 1 point from 12 at home in the league. He goes, it's a different sensation, by the way. Different sensation. Now we are playing without the fans behind the goal in the Stretford end. They usually score a goal for us. I mean, you know what, man? I quote tweeted and I said, that's a Manchester United manager there. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely baffling. He said that before, when we lost, we couldn't get the goal. The Stretford end would have got the goal in behind the back of the net for us. Like, when you look at it here, and obviously for me, it's a kind of a stupid statement to make, but what is he trying to say? Like, is he trying to say that, well, I mean, everyone's missing their fans, by the way, Adam. It's not only just Man United. Everyone is missing their fans. What do you think is, how do you explain his comments, seriously?
You can't explain them. First of all, he has to realise what he's saying. He keeps saying the Stretford end. There's another 50,000 fans in that stadium.
I'm telling you, what about East Stand? What about my side, East Stand? You know what I mean?
It's there's hardcore fans all over that stadium. It's like he's playing up to them one hardcore set of fans, because he knows they're the ones who are backing him. That's it, mate. So he needs to be careful what he says in the first place, because there's a lot of other fans there who are in the stadium as well. And he keeps referencing the Stretford end for some reason. I don't know why. But like you said then, mate, it's the same. It's the same for every single club in the league. And he wasn't saying this when he was on that great run when we first came back from lockdown with no fans, was he?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, it's a stupid comment to make. He keeps coming out with it. Like, Change the record. Seriously, it's not working. It's not sitting with me. I can't believe he's using it as an excuse.
If Mourinho said that, Van Gaal, David Moyes said aspire to be City. You know what, man? I think that's as close as you can get to aspire to be City, mate. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have the fans to get us the goal back. It's not the same nostalgia. Well, listen, mate, there's COVID, and B, mate, you know what I mean? Everyone is not allowed in the stadium. It's not Man United, mate.
Last season, mate, yeah? When was our best football played?
There you go. Lockdown period.
It's a massive contradiction. I don't understand it because he was getting stick. The players were getting stick. This is the same Stretford end that he says was absolutely brilliant. It was slagging off on camera that everyone's seen on social media Paul Pogba. So I'm not having it at all. It's a completely stupid comment, and he needs to be careful what he's saying because he's forgetting a lot. He's forgetting an awful lot. And I think he's just trying to target.
Is he snapping at the minute? Is he snapping at the minute? Because obviously he's said about, you know what I mean, about the people against us. Is he trying to do that mentality where he's trying to get the fans behind? Obviously, the fans behind himself. I don't know if he's trying to play the victim role, but he's almost doing like a kind of polite Mourinho, I call it, because he's not like Mourinho, but he's almost saying everything is against us at the minute. You know what I mean? Like he's always trying to. I don't know. Is he trying to play the victim role because he knows he's under pressure? I'm not too sure what he's trying to get from you.
He's not, mate. He is literally just making an excuse before we've even started. That's the problem. The excuses are already coming in. It's not acceptable because that's going to go straight into the player's mindset straight away. Thinking, right, we're listening to our manager talking here, saying we're missing the fans. All right, Mike.
Yeah.
We're missing our fans straight away. Well, we're missing watching football, but do you know what I mean? We just got to get on with it. You just get on with your job. Do you know what I mean? It's a poor excuse. Yeah, Arjan, it's definitely a poor excuse. And I keep saying it. The excuses come out before we even kicked the ball again. The first words out of his mouth after 2 weeks away are the same again. He's moaning about something. Just get on with it with the biggest squad in the league and deal with it. Because like I said before, we weren't moaning and he wasn't moaning when we was winning our 4 games in a row, which was our best run of the season when we came back from lockdown. So, you know what? Ease up all it because it's going to end up backfiring on you. We're not stupid. Like I said at the start there, I'll say it again. The fact that he's forgetting about the other 50,000 fans in the stadium, the fact that we have played our best football under Ollie with no fans in the stadium. And you know what? Them same fans were the same fans slagging off the player that he keeps defending. So I just don't understand where he's coming from, and it fills me with no confidence again. He's set off on the wrong foot. Could have come out and said,
"We're ready.
We are going to take this now. We're ready for this. We're going to go forward. You're going to see a different team playing football." He's got no confidence in saying that, so he's trying to make sure he's trying to sit on the fence and be careful. Because if he says
self-belief, you reckon?
Yeah. If he says these players are ready to rock and then they turn up like they have been doing, he looks like an idiot. So he's being careful about what he says. He's not being brave at all in what he says. So I just feel like that's a bad start. Or for me, anyway, it's just how I see it. I don't see that as a positive, to be honest. And you can say it's overly negative, but if you're coming out with that comment straight away in your first press conference back after having no football, then you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I see it. I don't see it as the right thing to say. I don't see it as a Manchester United manager comment. I really don't. I see it as an excuse. And he needs to shut up. Just say what's needed to
Simple
be
as that.
We've been below par. We need to change. We need to change our mentality, and we need to start climbing the table by winning games tactically and on the football pitch, not in the stands. We've been living with this for long enough. We know what's here. We know the scenario and the situation. Stop making excuses.
Absolutely, and that's my question is I feel like it's going to be on a big run here. There's a lot of games coming up, like you said, mate. 4 months of football. You know what I mean? No internationals, thank God for that. But you know what I mean? Like he's under pressure now. I think he realizes this is now going to determine where I be as a manager. It really is, because we've got games coming thick and fast now. 2 games a week, Champions League. Is he got the mentality for you, Adam, to galvanise his players? You know what I mean? Can we go on a consistent run? I did a podcast yesterday with Statman Bays and Flawless. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. But can you see enough consistency on the Ollie's playing style? Can we do it? Can we really do it? I mean, can we do this finally for once and not let Leicester and all these teams to go ahead of us and then let's, we claw back somehow. You know what I mean? We try and claw back. I don't want to be doing this, Adam, all the time. I really don't.
No, mate. It's now or never, mate. You asked the question, can he progress? Can he improve? Can he change the mentality? Can he implement a style of football? 2 years in, I don't know what style of football we're playing apart from the bigger games when it's counter-attack, which works. But for me, it has to be now. It really does have to be now. We've got a chance here of putting the home record to bed. We've got a chance here of putting the 2 games in a row to bed, maybe getting a little bit of a streak. But I just don't. From what he's saying, I don't feel confident. What I'll see on the pitch tomorrow, I'll judge that then differently. But I am expecting a different mindset from these players now going forward. I think now we have to look at it and go, right, okay, we're far enough into the season now. The excuse of the poor pre-season has gone. Everyone is settled. A lot of teams have got injuries. A lot of teams are missing players. We've got one of the biggest squads in the league, so that's no more of an excuse.
No excuse, yeah.
Transfer window is done and dusted. That's gone. We can't even use that anymore. So right now is the time, mate, to answer that question. It has to start against West Brom. He had a great result against Everton. So let's follow that up with a win against West Brom, and then let's move on. Let's take a bit of positivity from this weekend, looking ahead then to Southampton and think, you know what? Maybe we are going to see a bit of a run, but if he doesn't against West Brom, then
serious question have to be asked.
A complete waste of first 8 games of the season, because we're not going to get into the top half. If we're not in the top half of the table after nearly a quarter of the season, then you can't say that it's an improvement on last season, because even if we do go on a great run, it's not going to get anywhere near where we was last season again, because there's too many other teams in front of us this time. It has to be now. There's no more excuses. It has to be now. The run needs to start this weekend, and we need to carry it forward. It needs to be about 6 or 7 games, mate, to convince me that this mentality has changed. Because that's the only amount of games that's going to get us back up there to where we expect as a minimum requirement to be.
Yeah, and you know what, man, and that leads to me in the consistency in his squad selection. You know what I mean? We don't know what we're getting, mate. You know what I mean? We always put our prediction in on formations and teams, but we always get horribly wrong. You know what I mean? I just don't know how. But have you ever seen this from Man United ever in your lifetime, where you never know who's playing every week? I've never seen this in my lifetime, mate. Even under Van Gaal, you kind of knew who it was. Mourinho, you know what I mean? You kind of knew he was going to play Fellaini in the kind of number 10 role. You kind of knew Martial. You know what I mean? Like, you knew the basis of Mourinho, everyone's football. Under this manager, have you ever seen anything like this? 1 week, McTominay. 1 week, someone else here. Matic, you don't know if Matic will start a game. Is that good? People say it's refreshing. Options. I don't see it as that, Adam. I see it as, you know what? You've got to have a settled team. And I understand you have strength in depth, but you've got to know what you're doing. Is it 5 at the back 1 week? 4 in the midfield? 3, diamond? You know what I mean? Like, tell me a definitive style of play. Shout out to Mike. Tell me something you can work with, and I'll be happy with it. But that's why I'm Ollie out, basically, because I don't know if this is going to be consistent. I don't know every week what we're doing. It's just same old freestyling again. I don't know, Adam. I really don't.
The team selection is one thing. We were all shouting to freshen up the team when we needed it. You know, we went on burnout last end of last season because we played the same team constantly. But yeah, that looked like a settled team. That looked like we was getting some partnerships going nicely. It looked like the players knew what each other were doing, where each other was supposed to be playing. We weren't leaking goals. We were creating plenty of chances. But then for it to be sussed out, that's your next stage then as a manager. Right, okay, we've struggled there now. We've started to get sussed out in that. You just need to tweak it a little bit. You know what I mean? The style of football doesn't need to change with who you bring on the pitch. Who you bring on the pitch is simple. You've got Juan Mata playing. You've got Van der Beek there to come in. You've got Pogba and Bruno. That doesn't change. The only thing that changes really is like the midfield holding players, and Fred being different to Matic. But there's no way that the style of football should change when you change a couple of players around. They should all be the same. Look at the top teams; they all do it. They all change a player, but style of play stays the same.
Stay the same. That's not the same with United, though, is it?
Yeah.
You know.
No, the mentality stays the same. The mindset and the direction of what the team is doing on the pitch stays exactly the same. You don't see a drastic change. Whenever United make a change, it just seems to like, oh, that's it then. It's all got to go now because we changed it. But no, maybe there's nothing settled. We don't know who our best team is. I don't think we have done from the start of Ollie's reign. We expected it to be maybe getting close to something of a first team by about his first year up. We're coming into 2 years now, and it's the worst it's been in terms of knowing who's going to play. I think we can all guarantee when everyone's fit, we're going to have the likes of De Gea, Maguire, Bruno, probably Rashford, and they're probably the only players you could say are guaranteed in that team.
But that's the thing, though. You know what I mean? I just look at for me, Pogba, Cavani. I understand Cavani. You know what I mean? He could be a bench player because Martial is that guy right now. Pogba and Van der Beek on the bench against Everton. When I looked at it, I thought. By the way, 400 people live in this chat. Please smash a like on the video. When you look at Pogba and Van der Beek, is it for you a case of strength in depth? You bring them on, or are you thinking, come on, man, the quality is there, man. Why are these guys not playing ahead of Mata? For me, you can play Donny Van der Beek in Mata's role because Mata is not a wide right player. He drifts in midfield. Sometimes he tries to do all sorts of stuff. And then you got Paul Pogba. I understand McTominay is doing a good job now, but against a low block team, I don't think it's necessary to play Pogba, Matic. Even Matic, McTominay and Fred. Have we got a midfield? We've got a conundrum here. What's all you got to do now? Because for me, I think he's going to get outed a lot, man. Because there's a lot of Pogba fans, and I mean, rightly so. One of our best players. Surely he's not. You know what I mean? He's good enough not to be on the bench, man. He's not. You know what I mean? We should not be putting Pogba on the bench to balance the team. Surely.
I mean, you talk about Ollie being outed. I mean, you've seen two well-established international stars of yesteryear in Rafael van der Vaart and Didier Deschamps, both out in Ollie in how he's played his players. Van der Vaart obviously with Donny, and then obviously Deschamps with Pogba again. Every international break's the same. And I said I'm not going to look too far into it because I do, like I said at the start, I think international football is completely different to club football. It's about managing your squad through a season. But I mean, man, seriously, if you're talking like you've been given an £80 million player and he's possibly being sold for 40 million under your tenure, then that has to sort of detriment your whole footballing philosophy and style of football. If you can degrade a player to that sort of value in 2 years, that's not good. Has any player gone up in value since Ollie's come in?
No.
Do you know what I mean? I think Bruno coming in, I think he's just hit the ground running and just catapulted his value straight away.
Barcelona did want him apparently.
Yeah. So with everything looked at, I don't see what he can do to change it for himself. We all know and we can all see where the changes can be made, but to convince the fans, I think that's the hardest job he's got right now because he has lost a lot of them by doing what he's doing, by playing his so-called go-to men all the time. We know when Rashford needs a rest. We know when Rashford needs to be dropped. But Ollie keeps on playing him instead of mixing it up. You know what I mean? We're looking at Cavani here. Cavani is a world-class striker, and he's fit. He's scoring goals now.
Yeah.
He's scoring them. And you know what? He's doing more than what Martial is, but he won't drop Martial. I mean, Martial is
you know what?
number one.
I respect your honesty there because that's a question I was going to bring to you later. Are you worried about the forward line at the minute? Because I am, at the minute, because I think we're relying a lot on Rashford and Bruno. I know Martial will find the form. I'm not doubting that. But do you think with the front forward at the minute, you're looking at Mason Greenwood? By the way, you know what I mean? I don't know what the comments are about his ill and whatnot when I seen him training the other day. That for me, Ollie's got to be honest and say what's going on at the minute. Are you worried about the forward line at the minute? Because, they bailed us out.
Everton, mate, Bruno saved Ollie's job. The forward line did nothing for him. They were all... Rashford was appalling. Mata was shocking. Martial, non-existent in that game. He had some odd little movements and moves there. I mean, if you listen to Rick here and watch his little threads, he'll show you a little one move out of the game where Martial did something or Mata did something. It's 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes. The guy didn't have one shot. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It needs to be more. I do worry for that forward line. Whether it's Ollie's formation, the way he's setting up, then I don't know. Is it all geared to be as Bruno as the main man? Because he's the one who's scoring all the goals, creating all the best bits in every game. Even when he's bad, he's the one who sort of like creates things and makes things happen. Is it all rolled around him? Is that his style? Is that how well he's looking at it? But the forward line, like you said, mate, I mean, it needs changing. Be a bit more creative with the selection.
What would you do then? Like,
Martial
on the left.
I mean, you could easily put, you know what, mate? They may not like it, but if you want to play three up front, why not play Rashford and Martial either side of Cavani?
Exactly. I mean, these are top players, man.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to spit the dummy out and say, "Oh no, I'm not going on that elusive wide right area," I mean, come on, seriously, the wide right at United. It's like it's a curse. Anyone who's out there just seems to crumble. Greenwood's took it on to a little bit of a level at the end of last season, but then he's drifted off in a bad start to this season. You've just
are you fair for him at the minute, Greenwood?
Say,
are you fair? Are you fair in Ollie's not kind of like because he said he's injured?
I don't think he's protecting him enough. I really don't. We all know what we know. We talked about this numerous times in the week, mate, about Greenwood. I don't feel like he's being protected. I don't feel
Man
like
United still not come out, by the way. Absolute disgrace.
It's not. It is. I mean, United are on social media more than anyone. Any one player, the amount of posts they've on. They've hired someone to deal with all their social media output. And for them to act like nothing's going on when they know what's happening on social media, they know the script, and it's just not on. I think they should have come out a long time ago and said something about Greenwood, put it all to bed. They haven't, and you know what? I'm hoping that he can play himself back in because it looks like he's not going to get any help from the outside. I don't know what's happening on the inside, but the longer he doesn't play him, the longer he makes excuses in press conferences about him, the more speculation is going to arise. And you have to realise that is what's happening by what you say. If you don't, then you're not good enough. You're not good enough to sit in that hot seat even to answer questions because the players aren't going to believe in you. Yeah. And that's the issue.
That's the word, though. He said here, he said about, what's he said there? He said that he apparently took part in light training, but, you know, didn't want to. He goes here, Mason is fitter. He had 8 or 9 days away from us, which is a long time. He's been training hard in the gym and he's back. He's on the grass. He'll be back soon. And people are saying, bullshit, I don't want a match without him in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, they say straight away, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I really don't know because he's been playing well. You know what I mean? He's been training. Like, certainly, like, you know, he's not one of them people that would need 3 or 4 games to kind of gel. These are young kids, mate. He's 19 years old, mate. You tell any 19-year-old kid, man, get ready, warm up in about 10 minutes, go into the game, mate. You'll be good as new, mate. You know, come on, man. Yeah. This is like when you're a kid, mate. You can play through anything, man. You literally just want to go there, express yourself, play for the badge, and be there out there, man. Surely he's not. You know what I mean? Illness or what? I don't. Last time there was an illness, I knew he lied. I knew it, and he's done it again now.
We found out.
You know what I mean? We've got Bele visuals here. It says, drop Rashford full stop, Cavani and Martial up front. I'm not too sure about that one, you know, because with Rashford, what... No. And this is, for me, I've always like been critical of Rashford. He kind of... I know he doesn't stay... He's not consistent in his positioning, but he's scoring goals this season and Martial isn't. Greenwood isn't. Mata isn't. You know what I mean? Mata scored, I think, 1, is it? But that's about it, you know what I mean? It's relying on Bruno, Rashford. We are not scoring goals for free. And that's what worries me tomorrow. It really does have him tomorrow. That's what worries me. We have a lack. Our goals are very, very lacking at the minute, man. It really is, man. We didn't score against, what's it called? Arsenal and Chelsea. You know, we came against Everton. You know what I mean? Got the goals, Bruno, and then obviously the one again. I mean, but... And then obviously the last one against the runner play where they came in behind, we scored one at the end to kind of get there. But the goals are drying up, mate, and that's what worries me, man. I mean, Man United of old, you knew the goals were there. Under the lockdown, the goals were there. Pogba was getting some. Martial and Greenwood and all that got 60 goals between them. right now, mate, we're struggling for goals, mate. This looks like Mourinho, mate, when we didn't know where the next goal was coming.
This is it. And then people start throwing the blame onto Bruno, saying you've got to provide these players. But they have had chances as well. They have had chances in the games. There have been opportunities for them. But you look at it, and it goes into the same thing again, mate, into the same point you made a minute ago about the forward line not doing enough for us. It's being bailed out by the midfield pretty much. I mean, I think Bruno and Rashford are leading goal scorers this season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a worry, but there is a chance there to play it. You can bring a Van der Beek and you can bring a Cavani in. Rashford can be dropped to the bench. So can Martial. Greenwood could come in as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could easily play Greenwood and Cavani as a front two. You could play the midfielders of Bruno and Van der Beek behind that with wing backs. Tellers feeding balls in from the wing for the likes of Cavani. That could be a ploy, but he's going to go back to his favourites. And that's the problem, mate. He's going to go back to playing.
That's the thing for me. Yeah.
He's going to go.
But even Rashford is not consistent now as well. Yeah, I mean, he scored a couple against what's it called? RB Leipzig. They didn't score. He's not scored since. You know what I mean?
Mate, there's not been one player who has been consistent this season. Who has been
apart from Bruno, just about.
Bruno, I mean, if I was rating every player this season, mate, I think Bruno scrapes a 7.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. Yeah,
that's about it, mate. Bruno hasn't been great. He's just been very influential and can change a game by a moment of brilliance. That's how he plays. He plays on the edge.
Yeah,
but there has to be a mix in with that as well. There has to be someone alongside him who the people like to see can look after the ball more. Bruno is one of them who will devastate a defence by changing it up instantly and you don't see it coming. Whereas if you're keeping the ball all the time, you can sort of read the game and play easier against it.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Is, like you said, the inconsistency of starting lineup and players, and as poor as we have been at the back, if you're poor at the back, you cannot implement that forward line and that style of play going forward as easy. Liverpool, that's all Liverpool did last season. They was able to play the way they was because they had a quality goalkeeper and quality centre-back who were good on the ball and can sweep and are quick. We just haven't got that. You know what I mean? City didn't have that last season. That's why they lost 10 games. You know what I mean? This is it. Chelsea, exactly the same. In the end, Leicester fell proper to it as well. Yeah. It's only Liverpool who had an out-and-out outstanding defensive performance in the league last season. Yeah, we could say that we conceded only a few behind the likes of Liverpool, and I'm not having that. The defence is great. It's been okay last season, but let's be honest, we set the team up to be defensive, so it helped the defence, and that's what we're doing now. We're playing the two holding midfielders. We played two holding midfielders against Luton, mate. I mean, come on.
You know what? And someone says here, I think it was Anas. He goes, no system, so goals. What happens when you rely on individual brilliance? And that's for me a telling point, man. It really is, because we're kind of relying on individual brilliance. We're relying heavily, for me, on Bruno Fernandes to deliver, and he sometimes gets a bit irrational. You know what I mean? For sometimes he gives the ball away a lot. You know what I mean? I remember the game against Istanbul, gave the ball away a lot, and then it just affects the whole team, and then you kind of scratching your head, where's the goal coming from? And then you're thinking, for me, obviously the system has to change. We have to play a more fluid formation, a more fluid, play style. But when you look at it, I've never ever really seen this where United have looked at individual brilliance all the time. And it's just surely it's not sustainable. Someone said, hey, it won't be sustainable, this. Against Southampton, they will find us out, mate. They really will, man. They'll hit us on a break. 1-2, bam. Then it's United get 2 goals on a bounce. Then the really character then builds in. That's my only worry for me.
Mate, it's not. You're not the only one with that worry, and that's not the only worry that we've got. Do you know what I mean? We're struggling to create...
Centre-back partnership. Who's going to be there then? You know what I mean? There's a lot of issues. Yeah. Tell us, is he back? You know what I mean? Tell us.
If you haven't got a system, you ain't got a system or partnerships going forward, then that's going to fail.
Yeah.
And then that puts pressure on the back line, who themselves are not pulling up any trees right now, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, if the front line's not firing, it does put pressure on the back line. Simple
there
as.
You go, then. That's the thing.
So,
and they've been carrying it for a while now.
Yeah, they have. It does work both ways though. So when that defence is working right and the forward line isn't, like it was against Everton, because our defence was excellent against Everton, then it works both ways. It's meeting in the middle, and that puts pressure then on the midfield, because the midfielders are the ones then that everyone looks to, that creative spark. And you know what? When the forward players go missing, there's only one bailout, and that's the midfield, and that's what keeps happening. This season, our forward line has been not up to scratch, and it's then putting pressure on that midfield, which constantly chops and changes. And you know what, mate? People talk about Bruno. I mean, who would you rather have? Bruno out of form or Mata out of form on the pitch? Because I know which one's going to pull something out of the bag when you need it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. And obviously, you talked about the defense there. You know what I mean? Twanzebe, I'm going to say it again. I still don't think he's ready. I really don't. I think that, the game against Denver Bar for me proved for me that it still has a long way to get. Consistency. He obviously needs playing time.
Is this a game against West Brom to play him? No, it's the right game, I think.
Yeah, rough and
Perfect game
tumble.
for him.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, we'll only give that though. That's the thing. No. I just think that he will go to Lindelof. Obviously, Lindelof is is he ready and available?
He's got a back injury that he's really struggling with at the moment. So that's common knowledge. If Ollie puts him in tomorrow, then it's a cop out. It's a massive cop out, mate.
Absolutely,
and it's a bottle job if he does, because the Swedish setup, the Swedish team have said it all along. He's struggling with his back at the moment. He's struggling to cope. So if you know that your player has got that, then he doesn't start. He does not start the game. It's as simple as, if he puts him in, then he's bottled it for me. He really has. And Lindelof's always going to say he can play. Who is going to say that they can't play? Who is going to say that they cannot play in this game? No one is. So you have to be man enough as a manager to say, look, I've seen you in international duty. As a manager, you should have been watching every single game. As a manager, I'd have gone, Lindelof off again, injured. Lindelof again. Swedish team calling it out like they have every other international break, and he plays him straight away. I'm like, Ollie, are you doing your job seriously? Because that to me doesn't look like you're doing your due diligence. It doesn't look like you're doing your managerial job as Manchester United manager, looking at your players, seeing how they are performing. It's just not there. If he does play him, it's a cop-out. I'd be massively surprised if Lindelof plays tomorrow. I really would, because back injury, he's seen it firsthand what he did with Rashford when he played Rashford, when he had a back injury. Forced him in, put him out for the whole season. This could happen again. We've already got injury price players in Axel and Bayer. There are bailouts. There are backup for Lindelof and Maguire at the moment. If we lose Lindelof, then we're solely reliant on Maguire staying fit a whole season again. And we all know what happened to Maguire. He got burnt out towards the end of the season, affected by playing too many games. He cannot do it. He cannot do it. So Ollie now, look at it. Yeah. Axel's there. You're not going to get bombarded. You have to deal with the odd situation, but you should be able to read the game well. As I'm a manager, I'm looking at it going, it's perfect for Axel this game. Absolutely perfect. Play him, let him find his feet again.
Do you reckon he'll go with a five? I have a feeling he'll go 5 at the back, for some weird reason. Because of the fact
that ain't it though? I mean,
because of the fact that Telles
against West Brom.
Yeah, exactly. I'm only thinking that because he might want to put Telles and introduce him, kind of, ease him in.
Do you find that's bad though, that we're only going to be able to play Telles if we play a 5?
That's the correct for me. And for me, he has a favourite of Shaw because he knows Shaw is solid, like proper solid. You know what I mean? Like, and I just feel like Telles for me is a good welcome. I can't wait to see him play. And I think hopefully we can get some consistency, man, because we have to kind of beat this low block team, man. The belief has to be there. We need to get the points, and we need to kind of build momentum at home. If we were to get our 3 points at home, mate, oh my God, man, that would for me just kind of at least we can now set our sights on improving it. Bit by bit, game by game, we go there.
It's massive, mate. Yeah,
because I don't want to be a banter club. I don't want to be a team where you win one game, you lose another game. You win one game, it's like our emotions. It's gonna be so up and down. It's gonna be like it's crazy, man.
And that begs the question, then, mate, are this group of players ever going to be able to take us forward? If we keep doing this season in, season out,
what do you think?
I don't. If they don't do it this season, if they don't improve, because every time we've had an average season, and that be making the top 4, we've dropped back out again. And we come back in again, we drop back out again. So if this happens again, then I don't believe any one of this squad or the newcomers, you can't really be too harsh on. The ones that have arrived in the last 2 years, you can't really criticise them. The likes of Rashford, the likes of Martial, De Gea, you know what I mean? Then the Pogbas of this world, Matic now as well, Mata, all these players that everyone keeps saying are quality players. If we come out of that top 4 again next season and fall behind what we did last season, knowing we're obviously stronger than what we was last season as a squad, then do you actually believe that we're ever going to be able to go forward with this team, with the mentality the way it is, knowing that that's it? That's as high as it's ever going to be, scraping 3rd and 4th. I mean, it's either that.
The best time to win the league, I call it this season, Adam. Best time you're ever going to win the league. Best time you're ever going to win the league, mate.
I said this. We talked about this on Rancy's show, mate, didn't we? I think it was before the Chelsea game, or was it? Yeah, before the Chelsea game and Arsenal game. We should have been taking advantage of this season and the way it's going. This was our best chance to win a league title. I mean, look at that top 4 at the moment, mate. No one had that top 4. No one had that top 4 at all. I'm looking at Leicester this weekend. I think Leicester can get something from Anfield.
I know.
I haven't got a clue how. I've just tipped City just about to beat Spurs this weekend.
Yeah, I think City will beat Spurs.
And
they've got a lot of good players in there.
Arsenal and Leeds. Arsenal are in front of us as well. We could be taking them. Wolves are in front of us. They've got Southampton. They're in front of us. There's another 2 teams that could drop points. We have to beat West Brom.
We have to beat West Brom. Who would have thought, eh? We have to beat West Brom.
It's as simple as, mate. It's a perfect chance. We said best chance to win the league. One game can change everything because there's about 6 teams. At least 4 teams are going to drop points ahead of us this weekend. They're important big teams, mate. We're talking Wolves, Southampton, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Leicester. 4 of these teams are all going to drop points this season. We've got West Brom at home. Straight away at the start of this weekend, you're going.
8 p.m. kickoff as well. 8 p.m. kickoff in the UK, obviously. Shout out to the people that are watching in the world.
Be a late one. Yeah, some of the people around the world, I don't know what time you're going to get that kickoff. I know my American friends are going to be loving it.
I think it might be better for them, isn't it? I don't know where. Let me know where people around the world are watching it. What time are you watching the Man United game? If it's 8 p.m. in the UK time, what time will it be for you guys? Because I want to hear that. And by the time we hear that, I want to hear your team, Adam. Let me know your team as a kind of, Let me know your team because, yeah.
I think, and you said 5 at the back, mate. I'm going to go with. Oh, you know what? No, I just think this has to be with the team that we're playing. It has to be 4-3-3, mate. It does.
Yeah.
It has to be
attacking. That's it, man. 4-3-3. Come on, man.
Attack-minded.
That is what it's going to be.
I'm going with De Gea, Telles, Maguire, Axel, Aaron Wan-Bissaka at the back. Then I'm going to have one holding midfielder. It's either going to be Fred or Matic. Either one I'm not really bothered about because I think either one can handle what's coming from West Brom. Then I'm going to play... Yeah,
time and country, guys. Time and country.
Yeah. So let's just go with Fred for one as the one holder. I'm going to have Van der Beek. I'm going to have Van der Beek on the right of him. I'm going to have Pogba on the left of him. And then I'm going to have Bruno sat behind Cavani. And I know I want to bring Greenwood in.
You go for Diamond then?
No, because that can switch, that can adapt. Because then Van der Beek can push. No, this
on the
this
right
is what
side,
I mean.
Yeah.
I've got my attacking and creative team on that pitch against the low block. That's what I'm thinking. I've got creators everywhere. You know what I mean? You can't mark them all out the game, mate. Van der Beek on the edge of the box, Pogba on the edge of the box, Bruno on the edge of the box. Either one of them can hit that ball. And then you've got strikers like Cavani to pick up the pieces. I'm going to go with Martial up front with Cavani. I was going to have Greenwood, but after what Ollie said, I'm not expecting him to be anywhere near the squad now. But yeah, I'm going to go Cavani and Martial up front, and then Rashford, if he is fit, I don't even know if he is fit, to come on off the bench. That's my attacking lineup.
Yo, shout out to the people there, man. 1 a.m. in India. Big up to you. 10 p.m. 3 p.m. in USA, Rwanda, Los Angeles. It's crazy what time people are going up, man. It's crazy,
Los
man.
Angeles will
10
be
p.m. Greece.
12 noon in Los Angeles, won't it? The kickoff.
Yeah. 11 p.m. in UAE. Wow, that's dedication. 1:30 a.m. We've had a few more. 8 p.m. Same as England, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. Africa is usually the same time zone, isn't it?
Yeah, same time zone. 3 p.m. Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore. 11 o'clock in Russia. Noon in California. 4 a.m. Somalia. Yo, big up Somalia.
Whoa.
12 p.m. in California. Broski. Oh, man. Big up to you, man. 7:30 UK. 7:30. It's 8 o'clock, mate. Oh, yeah, that's funny, man. But I'm gonna put my team for you. Formation 4-3-3. So De Gea in goal. I'm gonna go Wan-Bissaka, Maguire. You know, shout out to Maguire, obviously, of course, almost. I'm gonna go with Bailly, even though I don't really rate Bailly that much at the minute. I just think he's rash.
Is he fixed? Is he back?
Yeah, he's probably fit. Yeah, Bailly. I'm gonna go with Telles. I'm gonna go with Donny van der. So I'm gonna go with actually Bruno and Fred as an 8. I'm gonna go with Donny van der Beek in the 10 role. I'm gonna go with Pogba in the 10 role. I'm gonna go with Donny van der Beek on the right. I'm gonna go with Martial on up top, but I feel like Cavani still needs time, and I want to go with Rashford on the left. So I feel like Donny van der Beek can play that number, that wide role. I really could. I really think he can do a lot of things, but I think he can be clever in there. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to stay on the right side. They can all interchange, like you said, Adam. You know, they can all interchange, can't they? They can all move around and do a lot of stuff. You know, we don't have to stick to your position, man. Pogba can go there sometime. Bruno, I mean, all interchange, and then you have a fluid formation. You know what I mean? Top level teams, they don't stagnate in all over. You know what I mean? All over the place. You can do. Everyone can go everywhere, and just, you know what I mean? Like, this is what we want. We want fluidity, don't we? And this is what we're gonna get. If not, maybe I might see a 5 in the back, because I think Ollie might just do that because of Telles, which for me is kind of crazy. But someone say there, crap lineup. Let me know what's your lineup, mate. This is my opinion, man. You know what I mean? This is your lineup. Let me know your lineup, Abs, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your lineup, guys? You know what I mean? Bruno left mid his goal against Kane that side. Okay. Yeah, let me know your comments below, guys. Let me know what your lineup is, because obviously this is what we think. You feel me? Like, it's nothing to do with. Someone says here, why does Cavani still time? What's the system he's trying to learn? You know, does he need more time to you? I think he does need. You know, he needs a bit more time, surely, to adjust to the Premier League. But it's not as easy as you think.
In that same comment there, he mentions what systems he's trying to learn. And we can't even tell you what system it is.
Oh, we can't tell you that system, mate. We can't tell you system. Someone says there, 4-4-2, Diamond, De Gea, Telles, Maguire, Tuanzebe, Aaron Saka. Basically, yeah. Basically, yeah. My lineup is Ollie out. Wow. Crazy. 266 like the video, guys. Like the video. Let's get to 300 likes, guys. Nearly 500 people watching as we kind of get our predictions in. Adam, give me your predictions in, man.
2-0, mate. 2-0.
2-0 Man United.
2-0 United this weekend. I'm having it. I want more, but I know what we've got. I know we just got to build on that Everton win, mate. We have to make it 2 in a row. And you want to take the pressure off a little bit, take the pressure off the squads, and then we can look ahead to a bit of Champions League football. You know, looking forward ahead to Southampton, like we're in a bit of a run and a bit of a groove. So, yeah. Play Adam as Matic CDM. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go for 2-1 Man United. I think it's not gonna be as easy as people say, man. I really don't, man. I think it's gonna be a lot of problems, man. I think a lot of people say 1-1. 3-1. TJ, big up TJ, goes 8-0. Wow, confident TJ. I don't know what you've been playing too much. A lot of PS5 in a minute, TJ. Shout out to TJ.
Man.
You know what I mean?
He just got excited because he got the new PS5.
That's it, man. Big up Steven. Yeah, man. We always bring you the content no matter what. 6-0 Martial hat trick. I wish he gets a hat trick, mate. 2-1 West Brom. Don't be naive. I don't know if that's the right word, mate.
No, I think we've been very level-headed with the conversation.
Check this out. 1-0 Bruno pen in the 97th minute. Wow. You'd love to see it.
You know what?
3-0.
It's interesting to see what the odds are on that.
Yeah. 2-0. 1-1 Watchman. 2-2. And 1-0 Man United. Guys, that's been your match preview for the game against West Brom. And yeah, man, it's going to be a big one. It really is, man. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for me. Has to get this one. We have to win our first 3 points. And that's a tireless video. Surely Man United have got to get 3 points at Old Trafford. The first in, 15? Could we get it? The first in 12 or 15, whichever it is. Adam, it's been a pleasure, mate. Where can the people find you, man?
Yeah, catch me at Mad Red United there, just in the name tag on YouTube. All my socials are on there. But yeah, it's ads UTD on Instagram and AdamStock32. AdamStock30 on Twitter. So check out them as well.
Big up, man. And also go check out his watch along tomorrow on his channel. He'll be there. Are you doing one with Alfie?
No, I don't think Alfie wants to do this one because it's
run out of snacks.
Time of night. Yeah, I think he's going to do the next one, but we've got. It's a late kickoff, isn't it? That's the killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well,
no, 100%. I appreciate that, man. But yeah.
Watching it in his room. But I'll be doing the watch along anyway.
Yeah, but big up Stroh as well in the background.
Yeah,
shout out to Pie Radio. Big up Stroh. Yeah, man. Also, guys, check me out on United Central, as you can see here. Go check out the socials as well on the banner below. I'll just put that up for 1 second now. Yeah, man. Go check out my socials on the banner below at realist_187 on Twitter and Instagram Saeed_realist. That's been your show, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, Man United can get the win, and hopefully, we can be enjoying a much needed 3 points at home. If you are watching this after the video, guys, please smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and enjoy the rest of your Friday evening.